I think this guy's a couple cans short of a six-pack.
You're close. Give them to me, now.
You ass.
Welcome to the 1980s, the decade with some of the best and most iconic movies ever.
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass. Did you see it? What is it? We got it!
Now, for this list, we focused on works that represented the cinematic trends and social themes of the era. From epic fantasies to coming-of-age tales, I mean, this list has it all.
This is a big one, the one I've been waiting for all my life.
Well, it's a DeLorean, right?
Bear with me, Marty. All your questions will be answered. Roll tape.
So, fire up the flux capacitor and cue the workout montage, because we're counting down the best movies of the 1980s. Number 10, Die Hard. New York City policeman John McClane is visiting his estranged wife and kids on Christmas Eve, hence making Die Hard a Christmas movie. Sorry, that's just how I feel. He joins her at a holiday party in the headquarters of the Japanese-owned business that she works for, but the festivities are interrupted by a group of terrorists who take over the exclusive high-rise and everyone in it. Soon, McClane realizes that there's no one to save the hostages but him. Starring Bruce Willis, Alan Rickman, Bonnie Bedelia, and directed by John McTiernan. Critics say Die Hard's many imitators and sequels have never come close to matching the taut thrills of the definitive holiday action classic.
There's something wrong. They're coming back down. Blow the roof.
The car's up there! Blow the roof!
I promise I will never
Even think about going up in a tall building again.
God, please don't let me die.
Number 9, Raging Bull. The story of a middleweight boxer as he rises through ranks to earn his first shot at the middleweight crown. He falls in love with a gorgeous girl from the Bronx, and the inability to express his feelings enters into the ring and eventually takes over his life. He eventually is sent into a downward spiral that costs him everything. Starring Robert De Niro, Kathy Moriarty, Joe Pesci, and directed by Martin Scorsese. Critics say arguably Martin Scorsese and Robert De Niro's finest film, Raging Bull is often painful to watch, but it's a searing, powerful work about an unsympathetic hero.
Ray Robinson and Jake LaMotta in Detroit for their second fight. The undefeated Sugar Ray defeated Jake at Madison Square Garden last October. You can see the contrast in their styles. The speedy Ray Robinson up on his toes, the dancing master, LaMotta the brawler, moves in flat-footed most of the time. Now he's hurt Robinson. LaMotta coming at Robinson again, both hands to the head, a left and a right to the jaw. A hard left hand to the body thrown by LaMotta. Round 8, and it's anybody's fight at this point. 10-rounder. LaMotta drives both hands to the head, hurts Robinson again, hooks the left hand to the jaw, right to the body. Robinson comes back with a right on the nose. LaMotta drives him across the ring. A left and a right to the head, a hard left hand to the body, and Robinson is driven out of the ring for the first knockdown of his career. This is the nearest Robinson has been to a loss. The fight nears its end. LaMotta has taken charge of the fight. The undefeated Sugar Ray. His winning ways are in jeopardy. LaMotta coming at him again. LaMotta feigning left hand.
Number 8, Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Princess Leia, and Chewbacca face attack by the Imperial forces and its AT-AT walkers at the ice planet Hoth. While Han and Leia escape in the Millennium Falcon, Luke travels to Dagobah in search of Yoda. Only with the Jedi Master's help will Luke survive when the dark side of the Force beckons him into the ultimate duel with Darth Vader. Starring Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, and directed by Irvin Kershner. Critics say dark, sinister, but ultimately even more involving than A New Hope, The Empire Strikes Back defies viewer expectations and takes the series to heightened emotional levels.
You have learned much, young one.
You'll find I'm full of surprises.
Your destiny lies with me, Skywalker. Obi-Wan knew this to be true.
No.
All too easy. Perhaps you're not as strong as the Emperor thought. Impressive. Most impressive. Obi-Wan has taught you well. You have controlled your fear. Now, release your anger. Only your hatred can destroy me.
Number 7, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Dr. Indiana Jones, a renowned archaeologist and expert in the occult, is hired by the US government to find the Ark of the Covenant, which is believed to still hold the 10 Commandments. Unfortunately, Hitler's agents are also after the Ark. Indy and his ex-flame Marion escape from various close scrapes in a quest that takes them from Nepal to Cairo. Starring Harrison Ford, Karen Allen, Paul Freeman, and directed by Steven Spielberg. Critics say featuring bravura set pieces, sly humor, and white-knuckle action, Raiders of the Lost Ark is one of the most consummately entertaining adventure pictures of all time.
Give him the whip. Throw me the idol. No time to argue. Throw me the idol. I throw you the whip. Give me the whip. Adios, señor.
Number 6, Back to the Future. In the 1980s sci-fi classic, small-town California teen Marty McFly is thrown back into the 50s when an experiment by his eccentric scientist friend, Doc Brown, goes awry. Traveling through time in a modified DeLorean car, Marty encounters young versions of his parents and must make sure that they fall in love or he'll cease to exist. Even more dauntingly, Marty has to return to his own time and save the life of Doc Brown. Starring Michael J. Fox, Christopher Lloyd, Leah Thompson, and directed by Robert Zemeckis. Critics say inventive, funny, and breathlessly constructed, Back to the Future is a rousing time travel adventure with an unforgettable spirit. Number 5, Big. After a wish turns 12-year-old Josh Baskin into a 30-year-old man, he heads to New York City and gets a low-level job at Macmillan Toy Company. A chance encounter with the owner of the company leads to a promotion testing new toys. Soon, a fellow employee, Susan Lawrence, takes a romantic interest in Josh. However, the pressure of living as an adult begins to overwhelm him, and he longs to return to his simple, former life as a boy. Starring Tom Hanks, Elizabeth Perkins, Robert Loggia, and directed by Penny Marshall. Critics say refreshingly sweet and undeniably funny, Big is a showcase for Tom Hanks, who dives into his role and infuses it with charm and surprising poignancy.
I loved your ideas on the squeezy doll line.
Thanks.
They're so incisive. It's beluga. Macmillan orders it every year.
Sometime.
All right. You okay? You want a glass of water? Need something to drink?
Could I have a milkshake or something?
We got a car outside. You want to get out of here?
Uh-huh.
Let's go.
Number 4, Ghostbusters. After the members of a team of scientists lose their cushy positions at a university in New York City, they decide to become, quote, Ghostbusters, to wage a high-tech battle with the supernatural for money. They stumble upon a gateway to another dimension, a doorway that will release evil upon the city. The Ghostbusters must now save New York from complete destruction. Starring Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Harold Ramis, and directed by Ivan Reitman. Critics say Ghostbusters is an infectiously fun blend of special effects and comedy, with Bill Murray's hilarious deadpan performance leading a cast of great comic turns.
All right. This chick is toast. Got your stick? Oh! Beat him up! Ready! Let's show this prehistoric how we do things downtown. Nimble little minx, isn't she?
We better go full stream.
Aim for the flat top! One so hard.
Number 3, Say Anything. In a charming, critically acclaimed tale of first love, Lloyd, an eternal optimist, seeks to capture the heart of Diane, an unattainable high school beauty and straight-A student. It surprises just about everyone when she returns a sentiment, but Diane's overly possessive divorced father doesn't approve, and it will take more than the power of love to conquer all. Starring John Cusack, Ione Skye, John Mahoney, and directed by Cameron Crowe. Critics say one of the definitive Generation X movies, Say Anything, is equally funny and heartfelt, and it established John Cusack as an icon for left-of-center types everywhere.
You mean like career? I don't know. I've thought about this quite a bit, sir, and I would have to say, considering what's waiting out there for me, I don't want to sell anything, buy anything, or process anything as a career. I don't want to sell anything bought or processed, or buy anything sold or processed, or process anything sold, bought, or processed, or repair anything sold, bought, or processed. You know, as a career, I don't want to do that. So, my father's in the Army. He wants me to join, but I can't work for that corporation. So what I've been doing lately is kickboxing.
Number 2, E.T. the Extraterrestrial. After a gentle alien becomes stranded on Earth, the being is discovered and befriended by a young boy named Elliot. Bringing the extraterrestrial into his suburban California house, Elliot introduces E.T., as the alien is dubbed, to his brother and his little sister Gertie, and the children decide to keep its existence a secret. Soon, however, E.T. falls ill, resulting in government intervention and a dire situation for both Elliot and the alien. Starring Henry Thomas, Dee Wallace, Peter Coyote, and directed by Steven Spielberg. Critics say playing is both an exciting sci-fi adventure and a remarkable portrait of childhood. Steven Spielberg's E.T. the Extraterrestrial, a touching tale of a homesick alien, remains a piece of movie magic for young and old. And before we reveal number one, here are some honorable mentions. Do the right thing. Sal is the Italian owner of a pizzeria in Brooklyn. A neighborhood local, Buggin' Out, becomes upset when he sees that the pizzeria's wall of fame exhibits only Italian actors. Buggin' Out believes a pizzeria in a black neighborhood should showcase black actors, but Sal disagrees. The wall becomes a symbol of racism and hate to Buggin' Out and to other people in the neighborhood, and tensions rise. Starring Danny Aiello, Giancarlo Esposito, Richard Edson, and Spike Lee, who also directed the film. Critics say smart, vibrant, and urgent without being didactic. Do the Right Thing is one of Spike Lee's most fully realized efforts and one of the most important films of the 1980s.
Rarely do I see any American Italians eating in here. All I see is black folks. So since we spend much money here, we do have some say.
You looking for trouble?
Are you a troublemaker? Is that what you are?
You making trouble? Yeah, I'm a troublemaker. I'm making trouble.
You're a real ball breaker. Always coming in here looking for trouble, huh? Suppose I busted your head. How would you...
Mookie, you want to get your friend out of here?
Well, are you gonna kick me out now? Are you gonna kick me out, huh?
No, I'm not kicking you out. You're kicking yourself out.
What? Look, we got some brothers up on the wall, you know? Malcolm X, Nelson Mandela, you know, Michael Jordan, tomorrow.
Come on, Mookie, get him out, all right?
I'm trying to get him out.
I paid for this.
I know you paid for it. Let's go.
Raising Arizona. An ex-con and ex-cop meet, marry, and long for a child of their own. When it is discovered that he's unable to have children, they decide to snatch a baby. They try to keep their crime a secret, while friends, co-workers, and a bounty hunter look to use the child for their own purposes. Starring Nicolas Cage, Holly Hunter, Trey Wilson, and directed by Joel Cohen. Critics say a terrifically original, eccentric screwball comedy, Raising Arizona may not be the Coens' most disciplined movie, but it's one of their most purely entertaining.
Hi, it's 2 in the morning. What's that smell?
We don't always smell this way, Miss McDonough. I was just explaining to your better half here that when we were tunneling out, we happened to hit the main sewer line. Dumb luck, that. And we followed that
You
to...
mean you busted out of jail?
No, ma'am. We released ourselves on our own recognizance.
What Evel here is trying to say is that we felt the institution no longer had anything to offer us. My Lord, he's cute.
He's a little outlaw. You can see that high.
Now, listen, you folks can't stay here.
Ma'am?
You just can't stay. Now, I appreciate you being friends of High and all, but this is a decent family now. I mean, we got a toddler here.
Say, who wears the pants around here, H.I.?
And before we get to number one, here is another honorable mention. The Breakfast Club. 5 high school students from different walks of life endure a Saturday detention under a power-hungry principal. The disparate group includes Rebel John, Princess Claire, Outcast Allison, Brainy Brian, and Andrew the Jock. Each has a chance to tell his or her story, making the others seem a little different, and when the day ends, they question whether school will ever be the same. Starring Emilio Estevez, Molly Ringwald, Judd Nelson, and directed by John Hughes. Critics say The Breakfast Club is a warm, insightful, and a very funny look into the inner lives of teenagers.
What's that?
Sushi.
Sushi?
Rice, raw fish, and seaweed.
You won't accept a guy's tongue in your mouth and you're gonna eat that?
Can I eat?
I don't know. Give it a try.
And finally, number 1, the Terminator. Disguised as a human, a cyborg assassin known as a Terminator travels from 2029 to 1984 to kill Sarah Connor. Sent to protect Sarah is Kyle Reese, who divulges the coming of Skynet, an artificial intelligence system that will spark a nuclear holocaust. Sarah is targeted because Skynet knows that her unborn son will lead the fight against them. With the virtually unstoppable Terminator in hot pursuit, she and Kyle attempt to escape. Starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, Linda Hamilton, Michael Bean, and directed by James Cameron. Critics say, with its impressive action sequences, taut economic direction, and relentlessly fast pace, it's clear why the Terminator continues to be an influence on sci-fi and action flicks. Well, friends, that about does it for us. Be sure to stay tuned to the Rotten Tomatoes channel for more of the entertainment content you love. And until next time, I'm your host, Naz Perez, and we'll see you back here for more Top 10s on the Rotten Tomatoes Countdown.